We are at Pasadena City College. A tremendous prep basketball game featured tonight on our Pacific Surfliner KDOC Game of the Week. We have Rancho Christian, the top team in Southern California, in a rematch against Sierra Canyon. These teams met on December 30. It went into overtime, and Rancho Christian prevailed 85-81, despite a great performance from Zaire Williams and Brandon Boston. Evan Mobley was fantastic again for Rancho Christian. Hello, everybody. My name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. This is the Professor, Paul Westphal. Professor, this one has implications about seeding in the upcoming Southern California tournament.
Yeah, no question about that, Randy. Anytime these two teams play, there's usually great meaning behind it. But this one is special because in the 8-team open division in the southern section of California basketball, seeding is all important because the better the seed, the more home games you're going to get. So these teams are playing for basically to be 1 and 2 or maybe 1 and 3 in the seeding. And I know that's a little complicated, but whoever prevails tonight will probably end up being the number 1 seed for the open division.
Sierra Canyon doesn't lose, but they've lost the last 2 games to Rancho Christian, who comes in here with a 13-game winning streak.
Rancho Christian is playing their best basketball of the year. They lost twice early while they were still trying to figure out some things defensively and rotation-wise, but they have been red hot ever since then, including that big win over Sierra Canyon. And one thing is for certain, Rancho Christian does not fear the Trailblazers, where I think a lot of teams coming in to play Sierra Canyon are beat before they hit the floor.
It was a tight, tense struggle in their first meeting this season. What will develop tonight in Pasadena? You're going to get the opportunity to check it out next when we come back with the starting lineups and the tip-off next on our Game of the Week on KDOC.
Let me tell you what I got to say. Feels like I got it made. I got a smile on my face. It don't get any better. Feeling all around me. I'm right.
No matter what size adventure you're into, it's better in a Hyundai. And introducing the Venue, the newest member of the Hyundai SUV family.
Louis, you've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time, every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Experience an unforgettable train ride. Learn more at PacificSurfliner.com.
A better grip. Right when you need it. The 2020 Nissan Altima has tech you can't get in a quarter Camry, like available intelligent all-wheel drive. This is instant confidence. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on the 2020 Altima.
All month long, we're giving away 4 packs of tickets to the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park. The San Diego Zoo has such a wide range of scaly, furry, and feathered friends for the whole family to enjoy. For your chance to win tickets, visit our contest page on KDOC.tv.
The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there is half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by Wingstop. Open late, order online at Wingstop.com. It's the Sierra Canyon Trailblazers. They're 15-2 against the Eagles of Rancho Christian, who are 16-2. The starting lineups are brought to you by Wingstop. Open late, order online at Wingstop.com.
For Rancho Christian, it's Bryson Stevens, Dominic Harris, Jaden Byers, Evan Mobley, and Luke Turner. That's the starting 5 for Coach Ray Bearfield in his 8th year at the helm. And for Sierra Canyon, it's Brandon Boston, Amari Bailey, Harold Yu, Shai Odom, and Taryn Frank. That's who starts for Andre Chevalier in his 3rd year as the head coach of Sierra Canyon.
Professor, I know you have the keys.
Let's take a look at the keys first for Rancho Christian. The Eagles, no cool hand Luke needed tonight. They need hot hand Luke, and that's Luke Turner. Although he's improved in every aspect of the game, the thing he still does best is shoot it from distance. That creates spacing for the rest of the Eagles. And Byers' remorse. Jaden Byers had 19 big points in the first meeting where Rancho Christian won in overtime. He'll need to duplicate that kind of performance. Let's take a look at Sierra Canyon quickly. Don't be shy. I think he's the most underrated player on this team, and that's Shy Odom. He does so many things well, but he has to kind of get his own shots because they have so many talented scorers. And then catching some Z's. That's Zaire Williams, the sensational, spectacular scorer who is just playing. He's only played in a handful of games because he had to sit out the 30-day sit-out period after transferring, and we are underway.
Rancho Christian getting the tap and a quick foul. Interesting to have two 7-footers in the center circle and go out of bounds to Rancho Christian on the common foul. Of course, Rancho Christian in the overtime session at the Classic at Damien knocked off Sierra Canyon. Sierra Canyon forgot to bring their white uniforms tonight, so they're in blue. The reverse layup no good. Rebound Stevens. He comes underneath and lays it up.
Oh, somebody was on the rim.
It's a basket.
I think Luke Turner got caught with his hand on the rim, and that'll take that basket away with another good look at it.
Yep, indeed, it's wiped out. This is Bailey into the front court. Zaire Williams, who had 28 in the first meeting. Bailey from the perimeter, not close. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Trailblazers.
While Sierra Canyon opened up with a man-to-man defense, Rancho Christian opens up in a 2-3 zone. Both coaches will mix it up a little bit because these two teams and all these players are so familiar with each other. You can't let them get too comfortable.
Brandon Frank. And Boston. This is Frank from the free throw line. Air ball kicked out of bounds by Bailey, and it belongs to Rancho Christian.
I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't a little bit of anxiety in the early going. These teams have played in a lot of big games, of course, but this one is really important, and we've got a capacity crowd here at Pasadena City College. This has the atmosphere of a CIF final.
Wonderful environment and a strong drive, taking it to the hole. Young man who's underrated in many regards is the junior Jaden Byers, number 3, a very quick first step, and that got him by the defender.
Yeah, I like Jaden's game a lot. He is ultra quick, especially with that first step, and the lefty. It always is funny to me how teams really don't shade a guy toward his left hand. Sometimes lefties can get to their left way too easy, and Byers is a guy that if you give him that first step, he's going to get all the way to the rim.
He's a solid defender, great vision. As you just noted, he could slash to the goal, and it gets the first point of the night.
Well, that's actually Dominic Harris is at the line.
Yeah, they did send Harris to the line, didn't they? So Dominic, who had 30 in the first meeting, is the young man that's on his way to Gonzaga. Second one is perfect.
He is capable of 25 to 30 on any given night. Sometimes his shot selection is a little suspect, but he was brilliant in the first meeting.
Intended for you, a little bit too tall. That's hard to do since Harold is a tall drink of water, over 7 feet. Sierra Canyon picking up all over the court.
Little diamond press coming from Coach Chevalier and the Trailblazers.
Harris's shot is blocked brilliantly by Boston.
Long arm. An underrated defender is Brandon Boston.
Terran Frank had it ripped away, and here's Stevens the other way. Mobley, who has perimeter skills. Stevens for 3. Bryson Stevens, the first triple of the night. And the Eagles get the first 5 of the evening.
That's his favorite spot. He loves the left and right wing 3, and if he gets his feet set, he can make them. They're going to have to, they can't stay, they got to stay connected.
Zaire Williams hits. He's the transfer from Notre Dame and Sherman Oaks, a gifted talent.
An excellent shooter both off the catch and the bounce. With his length, he's a difficult cover when he's out there 20 to 25 feet.
Stevens walked. Trying to dribble through the double team. Trailblazers down 5-2, and they have the basketball.
slight pressure in the backcourt. Now they run and jump and make Bailey give it up. But Sierra Canyon, all 5 of these guys, well, at 4, not counting Harold Yu, but they can really handle it. They're a tough team to press.
Boston got it. The 3 ball for Brandon Boston. Rancho got the first 5. Sierra Canyon counters with the next 5. 5:27 left in the opening quarter. The Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC, and a really nice start for both starts. The top 10 of the CIF Southern section looks like this.
Well, we're getting down to crunch time now in the Southern section, and so with an 8-team open division, you look at those that top 10, there are no bad teams in there, so somebody's going to be left out. But why this game is so important is you see that Rancho Christian and Sierra Canyon are 1 and 3. I think if Rancho wins tonight, they pretty much locked up the number 1 seed. If Sierra Canyon wins, they probably vault over Corona Centennial into the 1 spot and only push Rancho Christian down to the 2. And you say, well, why is that important? Well, in the pool play concept, the better your seed, the more home games you get. And both these teams would like to play every one of those open division games in their own gym.
Sierra Canyon, the 2-time state champions, looking for a 3-peat under Andre Chevalier. Rancho Christian feels like this is their year. Byers. And a terrific rebound from Zaire Williams. The deflection by Stevens. The Trailblazers will retain.
The athletes are so good in this game that even advancing the ball, you've got to make crisp passes because the ability to jump into the passing lane. You'll see a lot of deflections tonight because these defenders are really high quality.
Sierra Canyon working against the Rancho Christian 2-3. And of course, Evan Mobley in the back of that zone is a terrific eraser. But Yu shoots from the middle of the zone and scores. And that's the vulnerability of the 2-3 zone.
Right, exactly. That's the place that you want to get the ball to. And if Yu makes a couple of those, it might force Coach Bearfield out of that 2-3.
Turner, who likes the corner, misses there. And again, Williams clears. And the Trailblazers are running. And Bailey is knocked down going to the goal.
We're going to get Mobley for the foul, and if there's one thing that would change the outcome of this game in a hurry is if Evan Mobley, there, number 4, finds his way into foul trouble. But Evan's a really smart player. I watched him play an entire 4th quarter against Pacific Christian way back at the beginning of the year, and he did not get close to that 5th foul.
Bailey is a high riser. He really defies gravity. Wonderful when he dunks the basketball. What I like about him, though, Professor, what we've seen from Omari early in the year is his great ability to distribute the basketball.
Well said. On many teams, he'd be a 20 to 25 point per game guy, but he realizes that they've got enough scorers that he can be extremely valuable if he distributes and gets his teammates into positions to succeed, and he's done that really well this year.
Trailblazers have run off the last 8 to take the 3-point lead. 4:10 to play in the opening quarter.
Might be time to get number 4 into a shooting position. That's Evan Mobley, of course.
Mobley on the outside, skips it over to Byers, and now to Turner, again out of the corner. He misses. Mobley gets it back and puts it in. Evan Mobley.
But Turner's got to make some of those. That's 2 in a row from his favorite spot that he's missed. He'll keep shooting it because that's what shooters do.
Boston is hit on the arm and fouled. Evan Mobley's 7 feet with a 40-inch vertical.
And 7'4", 7'5" wingspan. Virtually impossible to keep off the offensive glass.
Timeout on the floor. 3:44 left. Opening quarter. Sierra Canyon and Rancho Christian going back and forth. The Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
But I don't know. But let me get up there and give it a shot. See what happens. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on. Check this out.
Wow. That's a good-looking truck.
No, that's a good-looking deal.
Yeah, but this is a ton of truck for the money.
I mean, no one builds a tougher truck.
Power, performance, this Toyota's got it.
And with an offer like that, this baby's mine.
Yeah, okay, maybe. We'll see.
No, we saw it and it's mine.
Okay.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
by 1. Professor, any thoughts about the early action?
Kind of what we expected. Sierra Canyon getting contributions from their two big scorers, and that's Williams and Boston, of course. I think Rancho Christian got the shots they wanted in the early going, but 2 misses from the corner from Turner and a miss from the wing by Byers. If those go in, we'd have quite a different score here.
I like the face-up jumper in the middle of the zone by Harold Yu.
Unexpected source. Any points they get from him other than rebound putbacks, I think are gravy for Sierra Canyon.
At the foul stripe is Brandon Boston, the senior, on his way to the University of Kentucky and a big-time scorer. A lot of people call him BJ. We talked to him after the last contest we had on TV of Sierra Canyon. He prefers Brandon.
And he is a tremendous scorer and will be at every level he plays at. But I think he's really underrated as a defender and a distributor.
An intense player. Byers too strong with it. Turner trying to run it down. Can't. Give the ball to Sierra Canyon.
You out Odom back in.
Chase Catchings has come on for Rancho Christian. Where's number 5? Talented player off the pine. Bailey misses. The putback right there. Zaire Williams, that great leaping ability.
Very quick jumper.
Catchings going to the rack, and he's wearing number 12.
Yes.
You know, he alternates between 5 and 12.
I was going to say that. Tonight, he's 12. We've done a few Rancho Christian games, and it's a different number every time. But I really like what he brings to this year's team. Rancho Christian only goes about 6.5 deep if they play Jaden Simpson some. But Catchings has been quite an addition to this team. Not only can he score the basketball, he was a record-setting scorer at Liberty, Missouri, when he transferred out of the St. Louis area. But his defense and his general presence on the court is a calming one for this Eagles team.
Love his work ethic. Always moving on the court. Bronny James, number 0 for Sierra Canyon, handling the ball for the first time tonight, and the crowd likes that. Blazers by 3.
Gone man-to-man now the last couple of possessions.
Bronny James out of the corner, in and out, heartbreak shot. Went way down in and came out. The ball belongs to Rancho Christian.
But very good offensive execution by Sierra Canyon. Crisp passing, went inside out, got Bronny a really clean look from the corner. Just tough luck on the shot.
Byers accelerates, had it stripped away. Save to Turner. Corner jumper is up and in. Dominic Harris, and again, he's a big-time scorer on his way to Gonzaga. Even a dozen apiece.
Harris very good both off the catch and shoot, but really good off the bounce as well.
.2:15 left opening quarter. 15 on the shot clock. In low, Boston puts it in, kissing it off the glass.
He's got about a 2-inch advantage over Harris, and he was set up in the post for a long time. The Sierra Canyon finally recognized it, but that's going to be a tough one. Mobley's going to have to come down and help if they continue to post up Brandon Boston.
Mobley from downtown. In the quarter, chasing it, catching up with it is Boston. And he was pushed as he went out of bounds.
Yeah, that's one I think Jace Catchings would like to have back. You need every foul when you only play 6 guys for the most part, does Rancho Christian, and that was just a wasted foul.
Shy Odom. Good first step. And the kiss and the basket for Shy Odom. Beautiful move in the painted area. They don't guard Mobley. You got to guard the big fella.
How do you lose track of that?
There's that 7'5" wingspan. 16-14 for Sierra Canyon. Up and down opening quarter. Williams lobbing inside Boston. and he banks it in. Brandon Boston getting great position down low.
Sure, once again, that was the entire premise behind that possession was Boston sets up on that low block, and if they get him the ball, he just has to turn and elevate.
Turner off to Dominic Harris. And again, Harris is an explosive scorer who can pick up points in droves. Jumper out of the corner. That's in. That's catching. This is our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC, brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. And Zaire Williams knocks that one down. Travel by train to Southern California's top destinations. Book today at PacificSurfliner.com. The final 20 seconds of the opening stanza. And the teams are starting to heat up. Harris on the weave to Stevens and to Catchings. Working against James. Ronnie James with tight defense. Stevens, yes. At the buzzer. Sierra Canyon by 20-19. Great exhibition of scoring on the interior by Boston and by Mobley of Rancho Christian.
Wings. Why do they have to come in halves? Well, now they don't. 2 of theirs equals 1 of ours. Citrus marinated, sweet tapatio sauced whole cut wings. Only at El Pollo Loco. Feed the flame.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
A thriller that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Morgan Freeman in Along Came a Spider. Tomorrow at 8 on KDOC TV's Weekend Theater.
If food's gonna be on this table, it's gotta be made with love. That's why our familia dinner starts with 10 pieces of fire-grilled pollo and ends with 2 scratch-made sides and salsas. The $20 familia dinner. El Pollo Loco. Feed the flame.
The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there is half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Toyotathon is on. Get incredible year-end savings on a reliable new Toyota.
Well, Randy, I think the biggest strategic move in the first quarter was by Coach Chevalier when he decided to put Brandon Boston on the low block. They got 2 or 3 easy ones.
Here's another easy one, but it's from Zaire Williams that throws it down. Oh, he's explosive around the basket, much like Boston. They force a turnover. Here's Williams. He'll stop and shoot a 3.
Nice job by Catchings coming from behind. I think he surprised Williams that time, kind of altered that shot a little bit.
Harris, a little out of control there, and here comes Wigington back for Sierra Canyon. Zaire Wade's on the floor as well for the Trailblazers. Boston's long-range shot no good. Tipped out of bounds, and Sierra Canyon's going to get another crack at the goal.
Turner back in for Rancho Christian. Sierra Canyon's did a wonderful job of drawing the shot blocker, Mobley, away from the basket, and then a couple of quick cuts to the hoop. The last one by Williams got him unencumbered to the basket. He's going to finish that about 99 out of 100.
Williams offline, you battling for it, but it's knocked out by Harold. Boy, he was confronted nicely by Stevens. Bryson Stevens is only 6 feet, but he went up against the 7'2".
He's fearless. Pressure coming from Sierra Canyon. They tried this a couple of times with that diamond press in the first half. I would think that Mobley will come to help out.
Early second quarter action, 1 minute in. 22-19 Trailblazers. A 3 could tie it from Turner. Got it. Luke Turner, he missed his first 2. He drops that one down. 22 is the draw. Bailey will retreat and retool the offense.
They've got Turner on Boston now. That's a little better matchup size-wise, and that's why Boston is running around the perimeter at this possession.
Wade, the bounce pass for you. Officials look at one another.
Oh.
And they're going to stay with whom?
I don't think so.
They haven't made a decision.
Ooh.
They're going to say now it's the Trailblazers' ball.
Wow, I'm a little surprised at that, but so is Coach Ray Bearfield, hands on hips. Not sure how that ended up off of an eagle, but it did. There's a good look at Ray.
Boston, the turnaround jumper. Solid rebound from Chase Catchings.
Good catch by Turner.
Yeah, using those long arms. Evan Mobley facing up. Not close. We're still even.
Rare questionable shot from Mobley. It was early in the shot clock. I think they could have probed the defense a little more.
Boston with a good look. His mid-range game is very solid.
Well, and Turner was late getting there, and when you run out at Boston while he still has his dribble alive, he's just going to blow by you.
The trap pays a dividend. The steal by Williams, but he threw it out of bounds. Fortunately for the Trailblazers, it was last touched by the Eagles, and they can't believe that call on the bench.
I don't know. Once again, that's the second time. I'm sort of mystified how that could have possibly touched an Eagle, but that's what they're ruling. So it'll be out of bounds to Sierra Canyon, but a good job by Stevens to get back in what looked like certainly a man advantage situation for Sierra Canyon, which usually results in a highlight dunk. This way, the cavalry can come back and help out the Eagle defense on the inbound.
Dominic Harris is checked back in for Rancho Christian. Where's number 2? Bailey will be the point guard. Zaire Wade on the wing. Bailey with 17 on the shot clock comes to Wade. Omari penetrating, missed the shot. Tipped up by Odom, blocked by Mobley. Brilliant play by Evan Mobley. He can erase shots, no question about it. Odom took it right at Mobley.
Yes, he did. Really smart play by Shai Odom. Had the first one blocked. When you're in that zone that Rancho Christian is in, it's going to be tough sometimes to box out everybody, and they get 2 offensive chances at it. Second time, Odom, after having his first one blocked, decided I'm taking it right into the chest of the big guy.
It's a 2-point lead for the Trailblazers as Zaire Wade, Dwayne Wade's son, takes a breather.
Odom does everything well. He's a marvelous complimentary player who would be a star on many other teams.
Bronny James checking back in, again wearing 0 for Sierra Canyon.
The press has bothered Rancho Christian a little bit.
Harris through the press. And he's fouled from behind by Odom. And Dominic Harris will go to the line. Dominic Harris has that scorer's mentality.
Yeah, his ability to create his own shots. He's not just a catch and shoot guy. He's awfully good with the pull-up off one bounce or two. That time, if Sierra Canyon is going to press you, then you have to make them pay. When you get it across the midcourt line, you're probably going to have a man advantage, but you can't just pull it out because then there's no downside to the pressure. And there you see the foul from behind that altered the usually sweet jump shot of Harris. But I think you'll see Rancho Christian probably bring Mobley up a little bit farther if that pressure continues to bother the guards of Rancho Christian.
7 points for Dominic Harris in this opening half. James on the wing. Boston. The rainbow triple for Brandon Boston. That's a lovely touch.
And there's that pressure defense causing all kinds of problems again.
And the Trailblazers, with that pressure, have opened up a 5-point lead.
They had Mobley in the backcourt this last time. They just didn't find him. I think that will be the first pass in ensuing attempts to break the press.
Boston already with 14 points, looking for another 3. And James able to get it back. Bailey down low, and the dunk. The easy one, the throwdown for Zaire Williams.
I think Ray might need a timeout.
10 for Zaire, 13 for Brandon Boston. Sierra Canyon playing hard with a 7-point lead. The Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
Let me tell you what I got to say. Feels like I got it made. I got a smile upon my face. It don't get any better. Feel it all around me. I'm right.
No matter what size adventure you're into, it's better in a Hyundai. And introducing the Venue, the newest member of the Hyundai SUV family.
Louis, you've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
There's Dwayne Wade, 3-time NBA champion. Of course, here to see his son Zaire, 13-time NBA All-Star, decked out in the red. Of course, tonight's game is presented by Pacific Surfliner on KDOC, and it's also presented by Wingstop. Open late. Order online at wingstop.com. Well, Sierra Canyon scoring, and they are explosive, and they've opened up a 7-point lead.
But they've put Mobley in the middle of the floor around the midcourt line, and that, I think, caused Sierra Canyon to back off that pressure a little bit.
Yeah, he is a nice outlet, isn't he, against the zone break. That's a good drive. And one. Oh, you can't do it any better than that. Byers, again, we talked about his ability to slash to the basket. There's great evidence of that.
Yeah, he's a really good finisher around the rim. He's wiry strong. You can see the upper body strength. And so if he gets a sliver, as he did that time, he's through it with his quickness.
Bailey, you saw some of the leaping ability there when he got that rebound off the free throw miss. Williams. Ronnie James, speaking of leaping ability.
Wow.
To Odom. Bailey had it stripped away by Dominic Harris. And from behind, Zaire Williams knocks it out of bounds. There's the athletic ability on defense on both sides.
Yep, I agree with that. Outstanding offensive rebound by Bronny James. And then it certainly looked like Sierra Canyon was going to get a conversion, and the defensive pressure, oh my gosh, you can't leave him open like that.
Well, you're right. And that's Dominic Harris. That's a clean look, and he will burn you every time. Dominic Harris, a big-time scorer. He has 10.
Nice answer by Coach Ray Barefield's troops after the timeout.
Zaire Williams drops in the jump shot. Boy, he's so gifted offensively.
Yeah, whoever gets him in the Zaire Williams sweepstakes going to get themselves an outstanding next-level scorer.
Mobley went up, drew the foul. Beautiful dish by Byers to find Evan Mobley. Of course, Evan's brother Isaiah already at USC, and Evan's headed in that direction next year.
Beautiful behind the back pass, and nice job by Mobley to present himself to the penetration from Byers. And Mobley, I didn't think got enough touches in the first quarter. I think at times you got to work a little harder to get him the ball, although Rancho Christian has so many great scorers that oftentimes they're good at creating for themselves. But that time Byers knew who he had on the wing. Remarkable player, Evan Mobley. The best all-around talent I've seen in an awfully long time. He affects the game nearly every possession.
Has 5 points, but he's picked up 2 fouls in the first half, so we'll have to watch that closely for you. Zaire Williams can't resist the three. Why not when you have that kind of form?
Well, and you cannot get disconnected like that. Harris was a good 10 feet away on the catch, and even with his hustle to try to get there, it's just too late.
Zaire has 15. Mobley all the way. That Euro step, but he didn't finish. Here comes Bronny James all the way to the basket. What a block. No foul, a clean block by Byers.
Highlight material there as Brownie was loading up for maybe a thunderous jam. And watch Byers say, I'll meet you at the apex. That's an outstanding defensive play.
It's an intense battle. Two rivals, Rancho Christian and Sierra Canyon. This is an intense battle, really playing for seedings in the CIF Southern Section Open Division. These two teams mean business. It's the rematch. They met on December 30th. Rancho Christian won it in overtime. Boston rebounds, they come over his back. Looked like Dominic Harris is the guilty party.
Luke Turner went over to Evan Mobley and said, my bad. Mobley with a great find, able to see over everyone out there, of course, except maybe Harold Yu. But he found Turner, who had his feet set in the corner where he loves to shoot from. And Luke knows he's got to make that, as Ray Bearfield says. Come on, guys. We got to tighten up a little bit on the defensive end. A little bit too easy sometimes. We're going to have a timeout.
2:36 to play in the opening quarter. The Trailblazers by 6. An explosive opening half for Zaire Williams. He has 15. Boston has 14. Harris 10 for Rancho Christian. Next week we have Mater Dei, who's starting to streak and play terrific basketball under Gary McKnight at St. John Bosco. Then on Saturday night we go into the Big West college basketball. UC Irvine and an improved UC Riverside squad.
Well, Mater Dei and Bosco, of course, last year we had the epic battle that Bosco won in overtime. Mater Dei, wants a little bit of revenge there. And then UC Riverside and UC Irvine. Last year, UC Irvine was the class of the conference by far. This year, I think the top 6 teams have sort of closed the gap a bit. And so that'll be a tough one for UC Irvine. And I tell you, I don't think the Big West is going to be a whole lot of difference between first and maybe 5th or 6th this year.
Yeah, the Anteaters won 31 games last year, had a long winning streak, knocked off Kansas State in the NCAA tournament. It'll be UC Irvine and UC Riverside next week on Saturday night, 7:30 right here on KDOC.
Back in the zone.
You lob it. Missed the connection. Boston would have had a dunk. Bailey just a little off target with the aerial.
Much to my surprise, Evan Mobley got caught flat-footed on that. Normally that is something you try to do is run the baseline and throw that high lob over the 2-3 zone. But when you've got Evan Mobley with his mobility and wingspan, that's not a high percentage play. But that would have been a dunk, as you said, Randy, had he caught it.
The floater is up and in. Again, Byers with that ability to get inside the defense.
He's had a really nice first half on both ends of the court.
Lead is 4. And another unforced turnover with Boston throwing that one into the seats.
Yeah, that's inexplicable there. They weren't trying to do anything with that possession at that time, and he just flings it out of bounds. Zaire Wade back in for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, he replaced Bronny James. 36-32. Minute 50 to play in the opening half. With the professor, I'm Randy Rosenblum. This is Catchings on the drive. This one's going against Catchings.
Wow.
Offensive foul.
I don't. I think that's quite a bit of acting. I mean, we've seen Boston. He's a very good actor.
Well, we're not that far from Hollywood
but
either.
That was not nearly that much contact for that much of a display of on Boston's behalf. But he got the call, so good for him.
Trying to attack the 2-3 zone.
Now they
Byers and Harris have extended it.
Yes, and
in the front of the zone.
They threw it into the high post area to you just one time.
Bailey exploring, getting inside that 2-3 and drawing the foul.
They're going to get Byers for a reach early in that particular drive to the basket.
First on Jaden Byers. Our officials, Cliff Sims, Erskine Robinson, and Michael Cotton.
They've done a nice job of letting the kids play. This is a highly competitive, very intense matchup between two teams that know what this game means down the road.
Feather touch of Amari Bailey. Lead at 6. Sierra Canyon has led most of the half. But whenever they've opened up any kind of bulge, Rancho Christian has come right back. And Harris will bring it up the floor. Final minute of the opening half.
Stevens back in for Rancho Christian.
Intended for Turner, and the pass is picked off beautifully by Boston. He has Bailey, and the reverse layup for Amari Bailey. Boston made the play.
Important 50 seconds for Rancho Christian. This was a 4-point game not long ago.
Mobley all the way. Got it back and puts it in. Evan Mobley, beautiful follow.
You made him change the shot. Aren't many that can say they can do that.
Boston for three. Mobley inside of you for the rebound.
Last shot time for Rancho Christian, and I would try to make it the last shot. They could have fallen behind by maybe as much as 10. The basket here cuts it to 4, maybe 3. Too early.
Stevens attacking, taken by Zaire Williams, and they still have 10 seconds to come up the floor.
Yeah, way too early.
Williams looking to go one-on-one. The deep three. Zaire Williams, 18 first half points. They love it here at Pasadena City College. Zaire Williams, who had 28 against Rancho Christian in the earlier meeting, buries the triple as we go to halftime on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
Hey, little dude, stay away from water or wet grass near any downed wire. Call 911.
Mom!
That went well.
Stay alert, stay safe.
Performance meets efficiency in the 2019 Nissan Altima, featuring the world's first BC turbo engine that can adapt in an instant to give you power when you want it and fuel efficiency when you need it. This is 2 engines in 1. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on the 2020 Nissan Altima.
Next weekend on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week, the basketball action continues on KDOC TV with 2 exciting games that you can't miss. Starting on Friday, Mater Dei face off against St. John Bosco. And Saturday, UC Riverside battles UC Irvine. Tip off at 7:30 p.m. live only on KDOC TV Los Angeles. Seinfeld, weeknights at 11 and 11:30 on KDOC TV Los Angeles.
Whoa. Look out for the downed wire. Stay away, call 911. Hashtag pay attention. You got any nuts?
Stay alert, stay safe.
Welcome back to Pasadena City College, a jam-packed house enjoying the first half of our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC, where Sierra Canyon with a late rush leads Rancho Christian 43-34 at the half. And our own Randy Rosenblum had a chance to talk with one of the most knowledgeable prep high school basketball writers.
He is a revered sports writer in Los Angeles, working for the LA Times. Of course, that's Eric Sotheimer. Nobody knows the prep scene better than Eric. Eric, we're just a few weeks away from the Southern Section basketball playoffs. Your thoughts about the teams and how they might be seeded?
Well, right now the open division is really interesting because they're going to pick 8 teams, and it's going to be a tough task settling for only 8 teams. I think right now there's 4 definite teams. You have Etijuana, Rancho Christian, Sierra Canyon, and Mater Dei. And then there's 2 others that really look good, Harvard Westlake and Corona Centennial. Then after that, it's kind of wide open. St. Anthony has a win over Harvard Westlake. St. Bernard's been playing well. St. John Bosco and J. Sarah went at it the other night. So it's wide open. There's been some great individual performances this year, too. Centennial's been a surprise. Nobody really picked them other than me in the top 25. But Paris Dawson's been playing well. I really like Mason Hooks at Harvard Westlake. Done great. Of course, you have the top schools, Sierra Canyon and Rancho Christian, Evan Mobley and B.J. Boston doing terrific.
The LA City section, for many years, so powerful throughout the state. A little bit down now. We saw Fairfax win a game here earlier today. Some of the teams in the city section you expect to break through.
Well, it's not really necessarily down per se, but they're lacking in size. Everybody really just has guards. And so the team that will emerge as a champion will be the one that can play the best defense and somehow be able to score some easy baskets insides on fast breaks or whatever. Fairfax is kind of a lukewarm favorite. Birmingham lost to El Camino Real recently. That was a big surprise. Taft had a big win over Santa Cruz Christian tonight, so maybe they're getting their act together. I'm hoping to go to the Washington Prep King Drew game on Wednesday night at Washington. That's going to be a great game. Both of those schools' coaches have done a terrific job of getting their kids ready. They've been playing really strong schedules, so one of those schools could be a surprise this year. It's wide open.
That's Eric Sondheimer, the LA Times. Eric, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks to Eric Sondheimer for his time. The packed house has enjoyed this first half immensely. Highlight material galore from both teams. Harold Yu with a basket. We'll be back with more highlights, analysis, and all the second half of the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
You've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
Let me tell you what I got to say. Feels like I got it made. I got a smile on my face. It don't get any better. Feel it all around me. Alright.
No matter what size adventure you're into, it's better in a Hyundai. And introducing the Venue, the newest member of the Hyundai SUV family.
We went to Hollywood to ask if America's favorites could taste just as great made with turkey. Thousands stepped into our tasting booth to find out. With just one bite, they knew. Now it's your turn to make the switch.
Next weekend on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week, the basketball action continues on KDOC TV with two exciting games that you can't miss. Starting on Friday, Mater Dei face off against St. John Bosco. And Saturday, UC Riverside battles UC Irvine. Tip-off at 7:30 p.m. live only on KDOC TV Los Angeles. A thriller that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Morgan Freeman in Along Came a Spider. Tomorrow at 8 on KDOC TV's Weekend Theater.
At the break, it's Sierra Canyon by 9. Zaire Williams hitting that deep three to conclude the opening half to stretch the advantage. He had a lot of fine highlights in that opening first 16 minutes of action.
No question about that. And, of course, Evan Mobley right in the middle of the mix for Rancho Christian, as he always is. But I thought Zaire Williams and Brandon Boston carried the offensive load for Sierra Canyon most of the half.
Boston able to get inside the zone. There's Mobley so explosive around the goal.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's not going to be stopped by anybody in close like that. But I thought, for the most part, Sierra Canyon did a nice job of keeping him from touching the basketball. And Williams and Boston did a lot of damage around the hoop, which surprises me.
There's a Luke Turner three, and Rancho Christian can use more of that. There's that beautiful rhythm from Boston. Some great fireworks, terrific finishes in that opening half. And the Williams deep three to conclude the first half. between Boston and Williams. They combined for 32 points in the opening first 2 quarters. There's that other Williams rainbow three. Zaire Williams pointing, knowing that he dropped it in.
Well, poor clock management by Rancho Christian at the end of the half. They had the basketball with the last shot firmly in their grasp, down 40-34, a basket there, and we're talking about how close this game is. Instead, it's a 9-point lead thanks to the Williams buzzer-beating three.
Sierra Canyon ahead of the top-ranked team of the Southern Section polls. So can Rancho Christian, with that lofty ranking, rally back? We'll see in the second half next. This is our Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC.
I can't believe that's really the APR.
I gotta tell you, that's a great deal, or it looks like you could drive away with some serious cash in your pocket.
That?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta say, I do like cash in my pocket.
I know.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, either way, it's a great deal.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Alex?
Yes.
Shakey's Pizza.
Yes.
Make new friends with Shakey's Dinner for Two. Right now, just $15.99. Shakey's. Share the good times.
What kind of a person are you?
I think I'm pretty much like you, only successful.
Seinfeld, weeknights at 11 and 11:30 on KDOC TV, Los Angeles.
How those things get up there? I don't know. They're just kind of floating up there. Yeah, like magic. Yeah.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC TV is brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. Need a getaway? Getting there's half the fun when you travel by train. Visit PacificSurfliner.com. And by Wingstop. Open late. Order online at Wingstop.com. Well, Rancho Christian is a terrific basketball team. They have Evan Mobley, high school All-American, on his way to USC. They got to get him more involved.
I agree, and sometimes he's too unselfish for his own good. Sometimes when you have that kind of talent, you got to go out there and actually kind of call for the basketball. But this game is not a whole lot different than the first time these teams met. Sierra Canyon sort of dominated the second quarter of the first meeting and took a 6-point lead into the locker room. And Rancho Christian was able to battle back and eventually prevail in overtime. So not a ton different here in this one, except I'm sure Coach Bearfield really disappointed as we look at Coach Andre Chevalier there. But I would think Ray Bearfield pretty disappointed in that last 30 seconds of the first half.
Yeah, Andre Chevalier and Ray Bearfield going at it again. There's Andre, who was a terrific player at Cleveland High School in the San Fernando Valley, went on to Cal State Northridge, point guard there, and in the Matador Hall of Fame. And those are really outlandish numbers. 74-9. Just doesn't drop a lot of basketball games, but they've lost 2 in a row to Rancho Christian, and they want to right that ship here tonight. And Andre's had his team motivated coming in. Now they've had a week off. On the flip side, Ray Bearfield has had a terrific record and done wonderful things at Rancho Christian. His team had to play against San Ysidro last night, and they had to travel a little bit. They won handily, so he was able to pull most of his players, but still they're going on a back-to-back.
It's true, although Ray did say they were up by 30-some in the second half, so he was able to sit most of the key players. They got to look at the fantastic freshman for San Ysidro, Mikey Williams, had 35 against top quality competition, and Williams just might be the best freshman in the country. But I'm sure Rancho Christian was disappointed the way that second quarter ended. Let's see if they make more of a focus to get Evan Mobley involved offensively. And then Luke Turner's got to hit some shots. Luke made 1, but he had 4 good looks from three-point land, which is his specialty. And more than 25% have got to go in if Rancho Christian is going to win this game.
Well, the Eagles are going to need to handle that pressured defense that Sierra Canyon's thrown at them, that trap in the backcourt that forced some turnovers.
It did. I was a little surprised they didn't bring Mobley up earlier in order to help against that press. They did it toward the midpoint of the second quarter, and that took sort of the steam out of the Sierra Canyon pressure. these teams know each other so well. There are no secrets. You're just going to have to out-execute the other team. And I think the addition of Zaire Williams makes the difference for Sierra Canyon. Gosh, he just makes shots when there's nothing available. He can just step back and hit from 22, maybe 25 feet.
There's Brandon Boston, who had a lovely first half, contributing 14 points. Again, he is an intense competitor on his way to the University of Kentucky. Zaire Williams became eligible at the Classic of Damien. His first game was December 30th, when he poured in the 28 points in that losing effort against Rancho Christian. And tonight, retribution is on the line for Sierra Canyon. They want to get back at Rancho Christian. Eagles have the basketball to begin the third quarter. Harris is held going to the iron.
Zaire Williams with a rather surprised look on that one. Coach Bearfield says, all right, we'll take it. But Williams called for a little bit of contact there, but we've seen worse go without a whistle.
Clean look. That was a good opening for Dominic Harris, just a little bit too strong with the jump shot. Frank inside, the kiss and the goal.
Terrific entry pass from Williams, and here comes the pressure. But I was very surprised that there was that much space for Terran Frank under the basket.
Turner for three. Crash tip, brilliant try by Stevens. Couldn't control it. Here's Bailey the other way, and he drops it in, and the lead has ballooned. It's double digits, a 13-point advantage early in the third quarter for Sierra Canyon.
One more basket for Sierra Canyon. I think Coach Bearfield will get a timeout, and there's a walk by Turner. And not a very good start for Rancho Christian whatsoever. And this is danger time now. You could be looking at a 15, 18-point deficit rather quickly here in the third.
Sierra Canyon certainly capable of going on runs. Zaire Williams on the baseline. Tough shot taken by Mobley.
Maybe the most questionable shot for Williams so far tonight. He's been on balance most every other attempt.
Don't go wandering off, though. Rancho Christian has firepower as well. This man, number 2, Dominic Harris, capable of putting up huge numbers. 7 on the shot clock, and Byers goes to work. Around the goal, couldn't finish. Turner gets it back, and the shot is rejected by Yu. Fresh clock, so it comes back out to Mobley. Evan Mobley showing you he can go on the bounce and get to the basket and draw the foul.
One of 2 Trailblazers could get called for this one, but they're going to get Harold Yu with the hack on Mobley. Now, if you didn't know he was 7 feet tall and you saw that demonstration of handle, you'd think, wow, that guy's a 6'5" shooting guard. He's 7 feet tall, folks, and he handles it like a guy at least a half a foot shorter.
Odom in for Williams for Sierra Canyon. Everything is under pressure. Sierra Canyon closing out beautifully on defense, pressuring the ball. And as they attack again, you can see how they confront as Byers went to the rim, but good play by Jaden to draw the foul, but everything is contested.
Good spacing that time, though, by Rancho Christian, and with the quickness that Stevens and Byers and Harris have on the perimeter, they should be able to blow by their defender, as you saw Byers do that time, which forced Yu with the help out foul.
Rancho Christian has a 13-game winning streak on the line. Right now they're trailing by that exact number. But again, these teams score in bunches. Hopefully Byers will keep those trunks up, huh?
Yeah, he seems to be having quite a bit of trouble there. And another empty possession for Rancho Christian. They have really struggled here in the first 2 minutes of the third.
Sierra Canyon playing like the 2-time state champions. Lobbing inside, Odom missed the easy one. It's a break for Rancho Christian and Turner back the other way.
Pretty pass, though, by Frank. Odom would make that most of the time.
Harris's shot rims in and out. Mobley can't control the rebound. Here come the Blazers. All the way Frank. Odom missed the dunk. Boston won't. Well, this is a motivated Sierra Canyon team. Timeout taken by Rancho Christian. The lead is 15. Oh, Sierra Canyon has looked brilliant so far tonight.
They're taking advantage of every open court opportunity that they get. And even Evan Mobley said this time, where is everybody? That's 3 attempts with nobody from Rancho Christian even rising up to try to get the defensive rebound.
Our CIF Southern Section D1 top 10. There you see Rancho Christian, the top team, in jeopardy of going down tonight.
Yeah, I thought before the game that if they won tonight, it would be hard to keep them out of the 1 spot the rest of the way. They have some tough out-of-state games, but I don't think the Open Division Committee would if they lost those, would penalize them too badly. The surprise team in that, though, is, of course, Josh Giles' Corona Centennial Huskies. They're going to be tough to dislodge from that 2 spot because their league isn't particularly strong. They have a couple of showcase games, one at the Nike Extravaganza that might pose difficulty, but I think it's possible, anyway, that they might be able to hold on to that 2 spot.
Yeah, Paris Dawson has had a fabulous year for Corona Centennial. They continue to apply the trapping defense to the Blazers. Harris, and he ran into the triple team and nearly turned it over. It's out of bounds. Rancho Christian basketball. But it seems like every time a Rancho Christian player puts the ball on the ground, 2 or 3 defenders from Sierra Canyon are surrounding him.
But that should open up some driving lanes if you're strong with the basketball. When you've got players out guarding, 35 feet from the hoop, I would think with Rancho Christian's quickness, they could be able to drive and then dish to Mobley, who could finish. But they've had trouble doing that.
Byers, he's offline. Just not dropping in the 3rd quarter. Eagles have been silenced.
And they settled really early in the clock on that one. I don't think that's what Coach Fairfield wants.
Bailey goes to work. Beautiful pass inside, and Frank is tied up.
Possession arrow in favor of the Trailblazers, so they'll keep it down there. Great play by Mobley, though. Saw that Frank was not handling that cleanly and reached in and got the held ball.
Rancho Christian hasn't scored in the 3rd quarter.
Correct. And late in the 2nd quarter, so they're probably on about a 5-minute empty streak.
Yeah, it's been a long drought for the Eagles. They're back on their heels, but they got a theft here. Stevens all the way. They finally break that drought. Nice left-hand finish for Bryson Stevens.
But don't get caught celebrating.
You! Yes, sir, Harold Yu. The lead back to 15. Again, it's pressure in the backcourt.
That was off a made basket where there were 4 Eagles still in the backcourt, and they still were able to get an uncontested jam.
Another tie up. We'll stay at that end of the building. Timeout on the floor. 4:06 to play in the 3rd quarter. Rancho Christian playing brilliant basketball in stanza number 3. They look like the reigning state champions. Dunking left and right over Rancho Christian.
Let me tell you what I got to say. Feels like I got it made. I got a smile upon my face. It don't get any better. Feel it all around me. Alright.
No matter what size adventure you're into, it's better in a Hyundai. And introducing the Venue, the newest member of the Hyundai SUV family.
Louis, you've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time, every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
A thriller that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Morgan Freeman in Along Came a Spider. Tomorrow at 8 on KDOC TV's Weekend Theater.
Tonight's Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC TV is presented by Wingstop. Open late Order online at wingstop.com. Sierra Canyon with a 15-point lead. And Professor, the Trailblazers are getting any shot they want.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at the lack of defensive intensity on behalf of the Rancho Christian Eagles. Normally that's one of the things they hang their hat on, and Sierra Canyon's getting everything they want. I mean, when you get an uncontested dunk off a made basket that was a run out, you still had 4 Rancho Christian defenders in the Sierra Canyon offensive end of the court, and nobody made a move. And then the last one was 3 efforts by Sierra Canyon, and nobody rose up to try to get the rebound for Rancho Christian. Coach Barefield's got to be furious.
Mobley with that soft touch. And again, we believe, the professor and I, that they have to get number 4 the ball on the inside, because he can shoot up over anyone, including you, who's the tall timber of the Trailblazers.
Yeah, exactly right. And the perimeter shooters for Rancho Christian just aren't hitting right now, so you might as well see if you can get as much as you can out of Mobley.
Jair Williams back in, shut off by Catchings. Frank, his shot not going to get there, and Mobley clears. Here come the Eagles. And a takeaway by Bailey. Jair Williams, it's showtime. Jair Williams with 20.
I know Rancho Christian wants to play fast, but there was nothing there. It was 1-on-3.
Stevens, his 3, not close. And the Eagles can't buy a bucket from the perimeter. And Bailey goes to work. And he tips it up. Boy, they're crashing the glass, these Blazers.
Yes, they are, and they are long, and they are quick leapers, and they just seem to want that basketball a little bit more than Rancho Christian does in the last 5 minutes or so.
Boston facing up. He comes up short, but there's Bailey with another offensive rebound.
Yeah, it was kind of lucky there. Boston seldom misses that badly, and I don't know what we're stopping play for. They should have reset the shot clock, yeah, because it did graze the rim, but just barely, and that's why the rebound fell into Bailey's hands. I think if that's a normal carom, Mobley corrals it, but every once in a while things just go your way, and right now everything's going Sierra Canyon's way. Substitutions.
Well, Luke Turner has come back in for Rancho Christian,
Right.
and they need him to warm up from the perimeter.
And Wade in as well for Sierra Canyon.
Williams down low to Boston. Step back jumper. There's a nice rebound for Rancho Christian. Dominic Harris going end to end, and he draws the foul.
Kind of got bailed out on that foul call. There wasn't really a whole lot good going to happen there as Harris was slightly out of control. You'll see it here. The ball kind of got a little high on the bounce, but he was able to get a 2-shot opportunity just by sheer determination.
Yeah, you have to like the effort. They need more effort plays, do the Eagles.
And they have to make their free throws. I mean, that's at least 4 that we've seen missed here in the second half. Odom back in. Bailey going to get a bit of a rest.
Another charity for Dominic Harris, the senior. Gonzaga commit. Explosive scorer, great finisher.
Rancho's down 14 now. If they could cut this thing inside of 10 going into the fourth quarter, they'd still have some life. Now, if you're Sierra Canyon, you want to keep your foot on the gas and see if you can't get this up to 20.
11 for Dominic Harris, his first point in the second half. Jair Williams all the way. Does not complete the shot inside, and Mobley rebounds.
Really?
Evan had 15 rebounds against Sierra Canyon in the first meeting. Evan Mobley can do it all.
Really good defense by Catchings that time against Williams.
Mobley with a nice look, and Harris from the side. Dominic has 13. Lead is a dozen. They're far from out of it.
Oh, yeah. No, really good pass that time by Mobley.
Here's Bronny James for 3. Rebound Jair Williams. Off the glass. Boy, they're getting second and third opportunities. Bad throw. Comes to Jair Wade. He comes inside, doesn't score. Puts it back up, no good. And there's Mobley. Turner, Catchings. Air ball.
Wow. Why? Why did you need that?
Jair Wade. Boston, Williams, Odom, and James on the floor for Sierra Canyon. Final 70 seconds of the third quarter. Blazers by a dozen. Boston got to the goal and scoops it in. Lead is 14.
So good with the bounce is Brandon Boston, and once he turned the corner, there was no help.
Thought Turner might take that three. Harris, not shy. Can't connect. Blazers come back the other way. They're always looking for an opportunity to score the ball. Wade, very good passer. Shot is an air ball taken by Mobley.
Not exactly last shot. There's 2 seconds difference between game and shot clock, but if I'm Rancho Christian, I'm not letting Sierra Canyon have the ball back this quarter.
Turner lobbied inside for Mobley, and he was held. Final 24 seconds of the third quarter. Rancho Christian, very quiet third stanza.
Oh my God, they got 7 points.
Very quiet, and you see Ray Bearfield, a little anguish on that look. It's been a tough quarter, a rare quarter for Rancho Christian, such an explosive team.
And they've been playing so well. You mentioned the 13-game winning streak. A lot of those came against really quality competition. Santa Clarita Christian, the Sierra Canyon game, of course, Damien St. John Bosco. These are all quality teams that they have been handling rather easily, except for the Sierra Canyon overtime game. And tonight, their offense, well, actually both ends, they're just sort of not in sync tonight.
In case you missed it last night, speaking of St. John Bosco, they lost a heartbreaker on our air against Jay Serra. 55-54. Isaiah Holm had a shot to win it for the Bosco Braves, and it went around and around and just fell off the iron. And Jay Serra, the Lions, got a Trinity League victory. But tonight here, Sierra Canyon has opened up a sizable advantage. We're about ready to continue. Luke Turner to trigger it in.
Let's see if Rancho Christian can be patient here. Another good entry pass by Harris causes a foul by Odom with the arm bar in the lower back of Mobley.
You going to Harold Drew back in. They want his size in there against Mobley.
I think Coach Chevalier saw the same thing we did, in that they're just going to enter the ball into the post here. I need a little more sizable wall up against Mobley for this last possession.
Final 19 seconds. Eagles desperately need a basket. Turner to Catchings. Might overpassed, and they turn it over.
Wow.
They had a couple good looks.
But I'm not exactly sure why you'd even start that play that quickly. There's still 12 seconds left. You could have started that particular offensive sequence with maybe 10 seconds to go. This could be trouble again.
Zaire Williams. Quarter ends. Sierra Canyon builds on their advantage. It was 9 at intermission, and after 3, it's up to 14. Evan Mobley is a terrific player, but so far he has not been enough. Boston and company are doing their thing tonight. It's the Blazers by 14 on the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week.
A better grip right when you need it. The 2020 Nissan Altima has tech you can't get in a quarter Camry, like available intelligent all-wheel drive. This is instant confidence. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on the 2020 Altima.
When it comes to health coverage, it helps to have someone in your corner. That's why there's Covered California. We're the only place where you can get financial help to pay for your health insurance. New this year, almost 1 million people could receive additional financial help from the state to help lower the cost of health insurance. More for those already getting it, and new help for many who haven't gotten help before. So check to see how much you can save. It only takes 5 minutes. The last day to enroll is January 31st, so get covered today.
The Pacific Surfliner CIF Game of the Week on KDOC was brought to you by Amtrak Pacific Surfliner. PacificSurfliner.com. Visit them today and hug the coast. Oh, Dwayne Wade in the red there has to love where his team is sitting, his team, because his son Zaire is a participant on the Sierra Canyon squad, a 55-41 lead. Trailblazers will inbound from midcourt with that sizable advantage. So Rancho Christian has 8 minutes to wipe out the 14-point deficit. It won't be easy for the Eagles, but they're a very capable team.
A stinker of a third quarter offensively for both teams, just 12-7 for Sierra Canyon, but Rancho Christian not able to cut into that deficit at all.
Boston with a pretty move. Brandon Boston. He has 20. So Williams and Boston with 20 apiece, fueling the attack. Luke Turner all the way.
Oh.
Mobley trying to get that second shot opportunity, but Bailey has it for the Blazers. And again, he runs it up court. Mobley's outlet is to Catchings. He's ahead of the pack, and he's fouled from behind by Zaire Williams.
Really good play by Williams. He didn't stop hustling, even though Catchings was a couple of strides ahead of him. You'll see here, Williams knows this is going to be a dunk if he doesn't do that, and he's willing to do that and see whether or not Jace Catchings can make a couple of free throws. Rancho Christian didn't help themselves from the foul line in the third quarter either. At least 4 misses that I remember.
Catchings is that transfer from Liberty High School in Missouri, and again, he averaged 26 points a game in the Midwest. He's a player that's come in and really helped Ray Barefield's team this year. Fluid there on the foul shots, look very, very smooth. And Catchings with some pressure and an offensive foul on Terran Frank. That's a good job by Chase Catchings defensively.
Well, and they put the score wrong. They put the free throw on the Sierra Canyon side. I would think somebody from Rancho Christian is going to notice that. Sierra Canyon doesn't have 57. Wasn't it 55-43 at the break? And now it's 50. You know, nobody's paying any attention to that.
Turner. And he threw it away. Threw it to Harold Yu. To Boston. Odom cleaning up. Shy Odom. The lead is 16.
I don't think that's correct.
Stevens in the backcourt. You have to like how relentless the Trailblazers are, even with this big lead. Catching fails. Got it back. Wild shot. Odom has the next rebound. And he's fouled by Catchings, who's frustrated. Well, Rancho Christian has run into a buzzsaw so far tonight in Sierra Canyon. Stifling defense and some marvelous offense for the Blazers. Williams, the lob to you.
Oh, great idea.
Harris, and the layup with the left hand. That's what he can do in the open court. Speaking of the open court, here's Boston the other way. A rare rebound for Rancho Christian, and Turner end to end. And he throws it up and in.
Wow, outstanding effort by Luke Turner, and a near steal from Catchings kind of caught Bailey by surprise.
Well, that was a tough shot by Luke Turner.
Oh, in heavy traffic.
Lead is a dozen.
And
Sierra Canyon will stop it right here. Andre Chevalier doesn't like the fact that Rancho Christian is in transition. Got a couple quick baskets to carve it down to a dozen.
Yeah, they got a little sloppy there, and Andre wants to stop all that nonsense right in its tracks.
Of course, next weekend, another big doubleheader for us on Friday and Saturday. Modern day, the Monarchs streaking, playing great basketball led by guard Devin Askew. He too's on his way to Kentucky against St. John Bosco. And then the Saturday night affair in the Big West, college basketball, UC Riverside and UC Irvine.
Looking forward to that one. UC Riverside much improved from last season, and UC Irvine admittedly lost some key players, not quite as good so far. So that should be a really good Big West Conference game that we'll have for you on KDOC. And that's my mistake. The score is correct. Looked over at the scorer's table, kind of made sure everything was fine, and that is correct at 59-47. So it's time now for Rancho Christian to see one stop at a time. There are no 12-point baskets, but you've got to You got to make Sierra Canyon one and done on this end.
Odom. And you wanted to go up, and he was stripped from behind by Catchings to Stevens, who puts it in and one. And here come the Eagles.
Wow. Stevens challenged Bailey. He of the giant vertical leap, and Stevens went right at him. Bailey looking for the block, can't come up with it. Instead gets the foul. It's an and one for Bryson Stevens, and this is the most emotion we've seen out of Rancho Christian since maybe the first quarter.
I like what I'm seeing from the Rancho Christian bench and how they're supporting their athletes on the court, trying to exhort them on and rally them back. Mobley got the offensive rebound. Here's Harris for three. Well, that would have been a big triple had he been able to convert. Bailey with a great pass to Odom, who missed the dunk. There's a break for Rancho Christian. Shy Odom was right there and just didn't throw it down. Turner does not pull the trigger and he'll back it up.
Bailey with a magical pass. They just couldn't convert.
Mobley with a great look to Catchings, and he had it rejected.
Ooh, late call. I think they're going to get Bailey for the foul. I think that was just due more to the way that Catchings fell hard to the floor. Bailey saying, man, I got that clean. Let's see if we can see it. After the fact, he kind of shoved him, but the block was clean. The contact after the ball was away is what Bailey got called for.
Sending Catchings to the line. Trying to get it inside of double digits.
Bailey just kind of laughing over there on the sideline. He has a little dap for Erskine Robinson, but you see how Bailey's ability to fly through the air is such a valuable weapon for Sierra Canyon.
Byers back in for the Eagles. Another one for Catchings. It's an 8-point advantage for the Blazers. And the Eagles applying heat on Bailey.
Wow, which way they're going to call that? They're going to call it on Stevens for bumping Bailey on the far sideline, but Bailey could have just as easily been called for using the off arm to discard Stevens, but it goes Sierra Canyon's way. Non-shooting foul, of course.
Still 5 minutes to play. Trailblazers trying to hold off the Rancho Christian Eagles. And inside Zaire Williams is held. And again, it was Chase Catchings that got him on the arm.
Really good post up by Williams, known more for his ability to score from the perimeter. He also has a really good post up game, and that time he sealed off Catchings. All Jace could do was foul.
Catchings has 4 personal fouls. There's a Boston runner and one for Brandon Boston. Well, he has 22 on the night.
That's a momentum killer just when Rancho Christian was feeling a little bit better about things. The size advantage made all the difference there for Boston. Byers trying his best, but he's 4 inches shorter.
Looking to convert the 3-point play, Brandon Boston. Shopping in the backcourt. Nice job there by Bronny James, forcing the turnover.
James is really a savvy basketball player. If you didn't know he was a freshman, you'd think he was much farther along in his career. Very good defensive player, has just a great pace about him, understands the game really well, and I guess that's not a big surprise.
And he's so unselfish.
But he has great defensive principles.
10-point lead in the ball for the Blazers. Boston.
Well, if that goes in.
For 3, it did go in, and he comes up smiling. Brandon Boston. You talk about shooting it from downtown, and they force the turnover. And the dunk from Omari Bailey. Boy, they're explosive, and when they go out and cause turnovers, it is indeed showtime with Sierra Canyon. The lead jacked up to 15 again.
And Boston's 3 was highly contested.
Turner out of the corner. He hits. Luke Turner, the answer at the other end of the building.
Turnover. Sierra Canyon turns it over and lets Rancho Christian maybe back into it.
4 minutes left in this basketball game. Rancho Christian's going to have to erase a 12-point lead. See if they can do it. It's not going to be easy. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. Sierra Canyon trying to hold off the top-ranked team in Southern California with plays like this from Omari Bailey.
Guacamole double cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. is back for only $299.
It's $2.99. We forgot the decimal point.
Only $2.99? The guacamole double deal is back for only $2.99 at Carl's Jr.
Hey, man. What are you doing?
I'm looking at my new Toyota.
Looks more like you're taking it easy.
I am taking it easy.
In your easy chair.
At the We Make It Easy sales event, they made it easy.
Did they throw in the chair?
No. I bought the chair.
It's a nice car.
Thank you.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
When it comes to health coverage, it helps to have someone in your corner. That's why there's Covered California. We're the only place where you can get financial help to pay for your health insurance. New this year, almost 1 million people could receive additional financial help from the state to help lower the cost of health insurance. More for those already getting it, and new help for many who haven't gotten help before. So check to see how much you can save. It only takes 5 minutes. The last day to enroll is January 31st, so get covered today.
Alex?
Yes.
Shakey's Pizza.
Yes.
Make new friends with Shakey's Dinner for Two. Right now, just $15.99. Shakey's. Share the good times.
All month long, we're giving away 4 packs of tickets to the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park. The San Diego Zoo has such a wide range of scaly, furry, and feathered friends for the whole family to enjoy. For your chance to win tickets, visit our contest page on kdoc.tv.
The guacamole double cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. is back for only $299.
It's $2.99. We forgot the decimal point.
Only $2.99? The guacamole double deal is back for only $2.99 at Carl's Jr.
Ronnie James on defense, trying to help protect this 12-point lead. Rancho Christian will need a furious rally. Final 4 minutes of action.
But still plenty of time the way these two teams have explosive scores. It's just Rancho Christian can't afford to have any more empty possessions that result in highlight dunks for Sierra Canyon.
Byers saved near the 10-second line beautifully by Luke Turner. Now Byers has to attack and scores with the right hand, the offhand. Jaden Byers, that was pretty.
Just the way Ray Bearfield drew it up, apparently.
Boston. Well, if that would have got in, that would have been a real dagger, but the return is in for Terran Frank.
Frank challenged Mobley for the rebound.
Turner got a great look. Boy, Sierra Canyon tonight has really done a great job at the offensive end, getting second and third opportunities.
Yeah, I think if you look at the stat sheet, you're going to see a lot of second chance points for Sierra Canyon tonight. That's probably the difference in the contest. That and an inability for Rancho Christian's normally precise shooters to knock them down.
Boston again from 28 feet. The sideline loves it. The fans love it. And suddenly it's 15 again. It's going to be tough for the Eagles in the final 2:45. The Boston miss. The run out by Boston. It's an encore for Brandon Boston. Stevens lost the handle. Another run out for the Blazers. And Bailey says,
yeah,
I don't have the numbers, but I have the points on the board. Life is good. No look pass. Well, it's straight out of bounds.
Terran Frank looks over at Bailey and goes, that's my bad. He didn't see that one coming, but Bailey has done his usual magical efforts to get his teammates involved, and that would have been a dunk for Frank if he'd have seen it coming. But I'll tell you, the 2 threes that Boston made from way downtown pretty much have sealed the deal for Sierra Canyon tonight. Each time it was a dagger into the comeback efforts of Rancho Christian. You take those 2 away, it's still a ball game, but Brandon Boston excelling again from deep.
In journalism, at the end of the story, you put a 30 when it's over, right? Right now, Brandon Boston has 30, and perhaps it is over.
Oh, I like that.
And going to the free throw line is Dominic Harris. He has 15 tonight, leading the way for Rancho Christian as Boston picks up his third foul. So Rancho Christian's 13-game winning streak is going to get snapped. They snapped a long winning streak of Sierra Canyon earlier on December 30th. If they do the mop-up stuff correctly, we should be in action momentarily. But this is a great win for Sierra Canyon, and it should propel them to #1 in the next poll.
Yeah, you'd have to think so. Corona Centennial didn't do anything to deserve to get past, but this is a signature victory for Sierra Canyon. And as we've talked about a number of times, what you want to do is finish 1 or 2 in that pool play concept in the 8-team open division. You'll get all your games at home if you're 1 or 2. And it certainly looks like Sierra Canyon reestablishing themselves as the king of the hill in the southern section.
15-point cushion. Zaire Wade has checked in for his friend Bronny James. Bronny hasn't scored tonight. He's played some nice defense, as the entire Sierra Canyon club has. Rancho Christian applying the pressure. But at this stage, Trailblazers feeling very good about things.
Yeah, pretty academic here. The dynamic duo of Williams and Boston combining for 50 points tonight.
Bailey working the baseline. And that's what they've done all night. Pound the glass, the return by Frank. No answer off the glass for Rancho Christian. Harris trying to go end to end.
Sierra Canyon just dominated the glass tonight. Don't know what the final numbers are, but I'm sure it's a double-figure difference in favor of the Trailblazers.
Turner back the other way. A little bit too unselfish there.
Yeah,
and here comes Zaire Wade. And he's bumped and fouled by Catchings. And that'll do it for Chase tonight. That's his 5th. He'll leave with 9 points.
Don't know what Luke Turner was thinking about. It's academic. It's not going to affect the win or the loss, but Luke Turner was ahead of the pack and decided to do a blind bounce pass to a trailer who wasn't really there. That's not the way Rancho Christian usually plays. They play with a great deal of confidence, and it didn't seem like for about 2 quarters they played with their usual swagger.
This has been a highly motivated and very impressive Sierra Canyon team. They play like this. To say they'll be a tough out down the stretch in the playoffs would be a colossal understatement. They have been mighty impressive to build this kind of cushion, this kind of advantage against this Eagle team. Wade with a tough shot, and he draws the foul. Zaire Wade will shoot 2. Yes, there is Zaire Williams and there is Zaire Wade, and they both perform for Sierra Canyon.
Here you see Wade right in front of Dad with a little fadeaway, gets himself a 2-shot opportunity. But Williams really makes a giant difference, and that's going to sound so stupid, but because he's one of the top 5 players in the state. But he gives them incredible floor balance. You know, you can kind of send your defense toward Brandon Boston if he gets on one of those runs, but you can't double team both of those guys. And so when you've got Williams on one side of the floor, Boston on the other, the defense gets so spread out. We got wholesale substitutions for Sierra Canyon, but between Williams and Boston, I don't know how you can guard them both, and that's going to be the challenge for all of the southern section for the remainder of this season.
Final 66 seconds. Montoyer's on for Sierra Canyon. Wigington, Dylan White. Jossie's checked in. Here he is with the ball, number 35 for Mobley. And it's mop-up time with these reserves on the floor with just 56 seconds left. We didn't expect to see reserves at this stage.
No.
We thought it would be a climactic finish, but give credit to Sierra Canyon.
I think the backbreaker was when Rancho Christian had climbed back within 10, and it was late in the shot clock, and nothing was really happening for Sierra Canyon, and Boston with a creative step-back three from about 25 feet, made it 64-41. They got a dunk from Bailey on the ensuing steal, and that was pretty much all she wrote.
Juki Wigington, and that foul shot goes in and out. Juki's brother played earlier today for Rebay Academy and poured in 25 points in one of the preliminary games. Strong move inside of the basket nicely for Simpson, Jaden Simpson.
I thought we might see him when the game was still in doubt. I like what he brings to the table, and I thought he might have been able to buy somebody 5 to 8 minutes of rest, but he didn't get in until garbage time here tonight.
Wade will try again. Ball's batted up, nearly went in. It isn't picturesque right now, so we're going to have a foul as these young guys are trying to showcase their skills. We're down to the final 21 seconds of the basketball game. We'll have an interview for you with our Wingstop player of the game following the conclusion of this contest. Zaire Williams with a big game. Brandon Boston with the 30 points. Free throws up and in for Simpson. A quick 3 points off the pine for Jaden. There is Brandon Boston. He's been so good again tonight.
Rancho Christian just had a collective offensive drought. Only one guy in double figures, and that's Dominic Harris. This is a team that generally has anywhere from 3 to 5 guys in double figures on good nights.
Zaire Wade with a beautiful spin move and score. Final trip down the floor for Simpson and Rancho Christian. Wade has it. Time has expired. 78-62 for Sierra Canyon. An emphatic, brilliant performance by Brandon B.J. Boston and company. We'll meet our player of the game when we come back to Pasadena City College. This is the Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week on KDOC as he struts his stuff.
You've been craving Wingstop's flavor for way too long now. It's so good to be back. Back where lemon and pepper get a buttery bath and never felt zestier. Where freshly made just for you chicken learns to fly. Where 11 flavors each go to 11. It's like the first time every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
From the Golden Coast and rolling hills to iconic cityscapes, this is a getaway that begins the moment you step on board. Cruise along tracks that connect you to Southern California's top destinations and experience an unforgettable ride. When was the last time you were moved by a train? Embrace the journey with us and plan your next trip at PacificSurfliner.com.
Performance meets efficiency in the 2019 Nissan Altima, featuring the world's first BC turbo engine that can adapt in an instant to give you power when you want it and fuel efficiency when you need it. This is 2 engines in 1. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on the 2020 Nissan Altima.
There's your final. Sierra Canyon easily tonight over Rancho Christian. 78-62 to improve to 16-2. And Rancho Christian falls to 16-3. And Professor, what a great performance by Sierra Canyon. Defensively with pressure, picking up in the backcourt, off the offensive end, getting rebound after rebound in baskets. And Brandon Boston and Zaire Williams lighting up the arena.
Yeah, their 2 sensational scorers are going to be difficult for everybody to handle. I think Sierra Canyon made a statement here tonight that they may have lost a couple of games, and of course trying to integrate Williams into an already really great team. He's going to take a few games to get everybody settled. I think they're settled now, and those 2 are going to be tough to. How are you going to keep them under 40 to 50 points every night? And then I thought they just out-hustled Rancho Christian. They must have had at least a dozen offensive rebounds that turned into baskets, and that was just the difference on a night when Rancho Christian couldn't throw it in the ocean. Normally they're fine outside shooters, just had a collectively off night.
Our Wingstop player of the game, Brandon Boston, who's going to come in and join us for the moment. Get a quick comment from Brandon. We're looking at your highlight package. Brandon had to go into the locker room. Brandon, we're about to go off the air.
You don't need me no more?
No, I always need you. What your thoughts on looking at your highlights here? You had a great night.
No, good day in the office. Keep getting better every day.
The difference this season from early to late, we've seen a giant change in how you guys played defensively tonight.
You know, coach just tell us in practice we got to win championships with defense. So, you know, every practice focus on getting better on defensive end, and the offense going to come because we're going to be in the gym every day.
You made some tough shots, young man. I mean, that last three down here at this end was a brilliant shot, and you were defended well.
Yeah, that's something I work on every day, so that's just, it comes to me.
And you came up smiling, I noticed that. Did you know that was going in?
Yeah, you know, you always got to know what's going in when you shoot it.
Working with this unit and implementing Zaire Williams, just joined the club a couple weeks ago. How's the chemistry right now?
The chemistry is always there. It's been there since we first met each other. You know, we always have fun off the court. We always hang out with each other. Just on the court, it comes naturally.
And for those who weren't with us before, and we've had you on, you're going to Kentucky. You're excited about that. Your thoughts on why you went to UK?
You know, Kentucky, Coach Cal and the staff, they kept it real. My family, I trusted them, and they trusted me through the whole process. You know, I feel like I could get better there and be the player I want to be there.
You know, we're about to sign off, but we have about 50 cameras here. Look how popular you are.
You know, I just come to play basketball. I just want to have fun, you know.
Do you enjoy, I mean, a lot of people say, hey, the circus has come to town. At Sierra Canyon, all the games are sold out. Wherever you go, there's huge crowds. You see what we have right in front of us. Do you enjoy this kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, I enjoy it because, you know, I put the work in front of nobody every day just to play in games like this. So it's just fun to play in.
How talented were you? You got here in time for the interview. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Had to go back into the locker room and join his guys. He came right out because he knew he wanted to have him on our post-game show. Our Wingstop player of the game. That's going to wrap it up. Sierra Canyon again with a very emphatic victory. 78-62 for Brandon Boston. For the professor, for everyone on our David Otta crew, I'm Randy Rosenblum. So long from Pasadena City College, where Sierra Canyon shows everyone why they are the two-time state championship team. We'll be back next week with a great game with Mater Dei at St. John Bosco. We'll see you then on the KDOC Pacific Surfliner Game of the Week. Good night, everybody.